Hey, what's going on, dude? It's EJ from mypathtoself.com here. Got a really cool topic to talk about with you here today, and it has to do with a quote that Steve Jobs said, and I'm going to go a little bit in depth on some past experiences of mine, recent past experiences, but still, and show you how they tie in there. But the Steve Jobs quote, and this is not verbatim, this is just off the top of my head, he says, you know, you can look around at the world and you got to realize that it's made up it was made from people that are no smarter than you and I. And this is so true. You know, it's people are people, and we have this tendency as a society to idolize celebrities and to think that, you know, they're not normal people. Like, you'd meet them and it's going to be different than meeting your next door neighbor or something. Chances are, unless you live in Beverly Hills, it probably is going to be a little bit different, because they're going to have a different motivation, a different work ethic, and they're going to have a different personality that led them to that point in their life. But overall, you know, they were born, they came out of their mom's womb, they went to school for a bunch of years, they probably had people in their lives and situations that made them discouraged at times, and they rose above it and succeeded anyways. And a great example of this is John Romaniello, who's actually, I would like to call him a friend. I've had a very in-depth conversation with him one time in Las Vegas when I went to that event in January, and I didn't even know who he was before going to this event, but I really liked his talk. He was talking about how testosterone, the average guy has 22% less testosterone than the average guy in 1970 or in the 70s or something of that nature. Basically 20% less testosterone in guys nowadays, and it's a real problem. He talked about why and all that stuff, but what really got me about him is he knew the science. And for those of you that have been subscribers for a while, you know that I'm like a very scientifically minded guy. Like, I like neurochemistry and a bunch of nerdy stuff like that. Like, in a previous lifetime, I was probably a pharmacist or a brain surgeon or something of that nature. But in this life, no such luck. But, however, I wanted to talk about John Romaniello because he's a New York Times bestseller. He's written a book. You know, he used to be a chubby kid, which I used to be a chubby kid, and he became a bodybuilder, and he was on the fitness advisory board for Arnold Schwarzenegger, who, if you don't know, then you're apparently living under a rock, because he was the governor of California, and he was the Terminator, and he's done a lot of big things. But in the book that was the New York Times bestseller of John Romaniello's, Arnold wrote the foreword for the book, and that's really cool to me. But I mean, I was just thinking about it yesterday because I heard him talking about Arnold on YouTube, because I found his YouTube channel after all this time, and I heard Ty Lopez talking about Arnold, and I hear all these people talking about Arnold, and I realized that, you know, if I'm kind of, I mean, like, I want to say that I'm John Romaniello's friend. I really want to meet him again and talk more, because I was liking the talk, you know, but he had other people that wanted to talk and all this stuff. But anyways, if I was his friend, that means I'm 2 people away from Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is kind of cool. However, this goes back to idolizing celebrities and stuff. Arnold is just a guy who had a tremendous drive to succeed as a bodybuilder, and who had such a drive that he did so well that he won Mr. Olympia, I believe it was 8 times. And to this day, people still say that he is the #1 bodybuilder of all time. Like, people are bigger than him nowadays and all this stuff, but he still had the best shape. You know, he's still the golden age, like they call when he was doing his thing, the golden age of bodybuilding. And I think that's really cool. You know, I mean, it's one thing to be a champion 1 time or 2 times or even 8 times. You know, it's one thing to be a champion that many times, but it's another thing for people to say 20, 30 years later that you're still the epitome of what everyone is striving for. And that's really, I mean, I don't want to be cocky, but that's what I'm aiming for. You know, I want to do this big thing with this supplement company, and I want people to recognize that, you know, I put a lot of time into it and a lot of myself into it and a lot of research, and all of my money is going towards it. Like, I'm spending everything. I'm being told by family and friends, I mean, not so much on the friends aspect, but people don't necessarily believe in what I'm doing, and it kind of bothers me, but at the same time, it's just going to be that much more sweet when it happens and it pops off. So anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about. Just realize that people in the world They're people, and you're a person. And this goes to another quote. I can't remember who said it. I believe Gary Vee said something similar in a video I watched recently, but I don't think he started this quote. And that's basically that if someone else can do it, then you can do it. And this is true, man. I'm working more and more on it, you know, and it's becoming effortless to me to be this person that I have become. And that's really what I'm striving for, because if I can be this person every single day and have this drive every single day, then I'm going to achieve big things. And it doesn't matter who's trying to discourage me, it's not going to stop me. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please leave them below. If you have not done so already, subscribe, and I'll be posting a lot more videos like this. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it.